beardown-logistics.com.
Oh, my God.
What?
It just came to me.
What?
You should have been talking about Bear Down Logistics as Drunky the Bear.
Okay, all right.
Right? Drunky? Here,
I knew you were going to.
Oh, everybody, it's oh yeah.
I thought you were going to solve it.
What if it was
It's
it's Drunky the Bear for Bear Down Logistics.
It's
you
all
need something moved, and you need the guys that got the right trucks and the know-how to move these big things. That's where Bear Down comes in. Right?
All GD jokes to you. It's serious. Anyway, when Bear Down came to us, it's kind of an abnormal company to market with us, but we knew that there were BDMs, there were Tom and Dan listeners.
What's the specialty need?
Yeah, because so what they do is if you are a company and you need things moved, so let's say you need your product moved from the actual place that manufactures it to your stores, or you need staging moved from one place to another.
Or your booth moved to Surf Expo.
Yeah,
I get it. You got a ton of stuff to get on site and set up.
Yeah, so this is where Corey Davis, one BDM, and that has listened to us for a long time, he works there. He'll be your personal contact. His cell phone number is 386-212-0201. And if you contact him or go to beardown-logistics.com, he will take care of you. Yeah. He'll give you the Tom and Dan service if you let him know you're a BDM or you're a Tom and Dan listener. And basically, he'll handle the move and coordinate it. They can all size trucks they deal with. And they're really good.
And they have the correct equipment. And this is what Corey specializes in. The correct truck, the correct vehicle for if you have a full load, a half load, whatever. And the drivers that have the know-how to do everything so there's no mistakes. Yep. That's really what they specialize in. So if you're a trade show guy, if you have events going on and you need something moved, these are your guys.
And here's how you guys can help us. Maybe you work for a company that does this all the time.
Sure.
Suggest this to your boss.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Corey's going to give you excellent customer service. He's going to take care of you.
Good
so, any sort of calls helps us and helps Corey and helps Bear Down Logistics.
Indeed.
Who sponsors our show. So if you want to call him and give him a call, here's his number again. It's 386-212-0201. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Sam, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
We're, Daniel's going to be at the Solar Bears game this Saturday. Me and Sam were going to be on the...
You guys going to come with me?
Well, we were going to go to the game on Friday because me and Sam were going to be out of town this weekend, but then...
It got moved.
He asked me on a date.
Moved,
Yeah, I like that.
And then he canceled it.
Yeah, seducing her. I like the... you know why it got moved? It got moved for a Magic game. Because I guess they're doing okay in that tournament.
Yeah.
The in-season tournament. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Orlando Magic basketball lately. Man, they're good. They're really good. They're young. I don't know who anybody is, but they're really, really good. That's an exciting team. We got blown out by Brooklyn, but that's okay.
You mentioned seducing. I'm
a big fan.
I will never and have never seduced anybody in my life. I'm not a seducer.
Okay.
I can only be seduced.
Okay.
I can't seduce anybody.
Yeah, that's like saying I can only be tricked. I can never trick people.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I feel like seduction...
it's a trick.
Well, it's too awkward for me because I don't have enough, self-confident.
You're pretty confident.
I have 100% confidence.
Yeah,
Something else.
You have an anti-game game. And I've always said this, but you always say, no. But you have an anti-game game. And what I mean by that is, I think that by you being sort of, hey, I am what I am, I can't be changed. Like, I think there is an allure to that with ladies that they do find very attractive. Over the past couple of years, you've definitely dialed in your eating and your fitness. I think you're a little more eligible bachelor than you think. I mean, I think you could do some top-tier seducing if you wanted to. Yeah. If you put my mind in your body, we'd pump. Guaranteed.
The thing is...
Because I pump in my body, and it ain't good. But I'm just saying, I can, my mind, Krang, inside of the muscle man, we would pump everything. Pumping for days.
How do you even go about seducing someone?
Depends on what their love language is.
You got to read that pickup artist book.
Yeah, it depends on the love language, too, because I contend that not everybody has the same way to be seduced. Seducing you, seducing Sam, seducing me, seducing my wife, seducing Crystal, they're all different.
What's your go-to pickup line?
I've never picked anybody up, Sam. I have no game, as they call it.
I disagree.
Let's say you were a single man and you're out at a bar. How would you approach a lady?
I wouldn't.
Okay. There's that.
You know, or it'd have to be a natural thing. I would never approach them and and start some sort of. I hate when someone knows what I'm doing, or because it's awkward to me.
Okay.
Like, like,
okay, that's gonna go horrible for the whole seduction thing.
well,
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. You want them to not know what you're doing?
no, it's like if because let me explain. I'll explain because
we have a talk show, nothing but time.
There's a reason, and you can understand what I'm going to say.
Andrea's reading a book right now that is all about nature, nurture, and who we are. And the book's main, I'm going to give it to you. The book's main idea is that we have nothing to do with nature, nothing to do with nurture. It has everything to do with you are only a product of your environment. You're only a product of the stimuli that has shaped you. So the reasons you do everything have everything to do with whatever you've been exposed to. Only that.
Well, that's only nurture then.
Well, no, but they're saying they're taking even a harder line to that.
Well, hold on. That goes against every. I'm saying you're born a certain way.
You should change your name to Whoa, hold on.
Well,
I'll send you the book, and then you can argue with the book. Okay. Don't argue with me. I don't know about it.
I'm just saying my whole thing was you're born the way you are, and that's
you're more nature.
No, this isn't saying that. This is saying you're born, and everything around you that is bouncing off of you, and you're being exposed to, is shaping who you are.
But you're born a blank slate.
Yes.
Okay, that was Ross's argument. But hold on, that's different than what we've all been saying the whole time.
That's why I'm telling you about it.
I haven't been saying what you've been saying.
That's why I'm telling you about it. I'll give it to you. Andrea's in the middle of reading it right now. I might read it.
I've seen different, and I've seen with Maisie different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but
you're born like a.
I'm not saying
personality.
But is it because she's being shaped by who she's around? She's picking up some of
that. Was the argument that Andrea tried to. We used Maisie as an example, and Andrea said the book would argue that. I'm not saying I do. I haven't read the book. I need to read it. But the book would argue that Maisie, because I mean, we make a lot of jokes around here, but baseline.
They're sponges.
In here, I'm extremely organized. If you look at my desktop, there's templates after templates after, you know what I mean? Like, and then, yes, Maisie sees that somehow and then is affected by it, and sees her mom and is affected by it, and that's how she is. I'm not saying I believe that, but that is their argument.
Harder to tell with one kid. I think I'm 100% convinced the opposite with two kids that were raised exactly the same that have two different personalities.
Oh, yeah, they're way different. But anyway, you were talking about seduction. Sorry, I got you off track here. Seduction.
The problem is when you go up to someone at a bar and they know that you're trying to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Because what other reason if a guy approaches a woman at a bar, right? And it's like, hey, can I buy you a drink?
I wouldn't do the cliche. I would just start talking. I would just start talking.
Or even start talking like the whole... Like, because they know what you're doing, and I know they know.
I know, but can I buy you a drink is telegraphing it. If you just walk up to the bar to get a drink and happen to start talking to Samantha...
that's the move.
That's different, right? Like, if Sam's at the bar and I walk up and I just start talking to her... I'm not going to offer to buy her a drink. That's way telegraphing that I want to get in her pants. I'm just going to stand there, talk a little bit, feel it out. Is she going to think I'm disgusting because I'm 5'2"? There's a huge possibility because she's very tall. I got to feel these things out. I'm monitoring levels of seduction, levels. What's her love language? I don't know.
If you guys,
oh my God, she's instantly paranoid. Well, this isn't going to work out. I'll go to the other side of the bar, right? You know what I mean? Like,
but there's any chemistry there.
Yeah.
But even the act of talking to the other person, they know why are you doing this? You're just trying to be friends. You're trying to bang them.
You go that far?
He's overthinking.
I think you are overthinking. I never take it, even as horny as I am, if I'm just at a bar, talking to a woman at the bar, do I want to sleep with her? Possibly, but it's not the main, like, you gotta, like...
If you're single, like, there's one thing if,
you sound very desperate in this seduction scenario.
But doesn't everybody realize, like, what the intent is?
So you and Tommy, when you walk into any room, the first thing you do is ask yourself, what is the intent of me even being here? Because I don't think I do that.
Well, I look at everybody's intent of what
everybody's here to bang.
I think that's hilarious. I don't think of it like that. Like when I was going to T's and Q's, which I passed this morning going to my dentist, that was the place in my generation where I would go to try to pick up ladies, right?
Okay.
But I don't think I ever really walked in there and looked around and was like, I am set on picking up ladies. I just, if it happened, great. If it didn't happen, great. But there was no defining
But if you talk to a lady...
Can you not talk to a lady and not want to bang her?
Well, and that's weird in my mind.
I see what you're saying.
Because like, what am I just...
I really do see what you're saying.
Am I at the bar and I'm just like, hey, I'm going to have some conversation with a lady, a
that
stranger.
could lead to banging.
Well, like for my own enjoyment? Who does that?
Wait, so if you go to a bar and you talk to a dude, are you trying to bang him?
Well, it depends on what I'm there for.
Right. It's like fishing on your lunch break. It's fishing on your lunch break.
Small talk? Like, I hate small talk.
Well, then you wouldn't be good at this. It's fishing on your lunch break. It's like, I'm having a sandwich. I've got 45 minutes before I have to go back to the road crew. I'm getting out my fishing pole. I'm just going to throw it in there. Do I have a plan? Am I going to catch something? Not even thinking that far. I'm just talking. I'm trolling a little bit. There's a girl at the bar. I happen to walk up there to get a Miller Lite. I just start talking to her, and then next thing you know...
But you want to eat fish.
I always want to eat fish. Are you crazy?
Anyway.
Who are you asking?
So,
Wow.
Yeah, that went off the rails a little bit.
How's your dog, Sam?
Yeah,
It's your first
How's your
weekend.
puppy?
She's amazing.
Yay!
Is it doo-dooing everywhere?
She's not. She's actually really well behaved for the most part.
Nice.
She is still a very young puppy. She just turned 2,
Yeah,
so she's
that's
got a
a
lot of energy,
baby.
and she will be ripping up my brand new couches in no time.
Oh,
yeah,
And
your
we saw
couches.
those. Oh, they're beautiful, too. She got
Hold
those
on.
mid-century modern.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what have you done?
Can you know...
And with the wooden legs.
Yeah.
There are these things that I've never seen work before, but apparently
Tinfoil.
it's
You got to wrap your
I
whole
thought that was for cats.
couch in tinfoil.
for dogs too. But there's throw pillows that are tinfoil on one, or like it look like tinfoil on one side, and then you could put.
Yeah.
So you flip them, and then when you leave the house, your dog's afraid to jump on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
I love
works.
going to leave the house. Hold on, let me put on my terrifying pillow.
Hey, but like it would be a shame.
No, she's crate trained and everything, so...
Okay.
She does.
all right.
She looked extremely comfortable in the photos you
Oh,
sent me. It
she's
was
comfortable,
like, it was
buddy.
like-
She's taking over my bed.
Yeah.
She's pushing me off my own bed.
She
dude.
got all the beds, all the toys. She's running like you got all the stuffies, laying in the bed. I mean, yeah, that's what you deserve after you've been abused and had multiple surgeries. I think
Yeah.
you've earned that.
So, how long does it take a dog to acclimate to its new home?
She's
where
pretty
it's like-
goddamn acclimated.
Yeah.
Like she
It's
acclimated
fast, right?
very quickly. I don't know for every dog,
I
but
don't-
for some reason she
Well,
was very
you
different.
wanted her, and
she was
she
very
wanted you.
different here when we met her than she was when I went to go pick her up from the foster home.
I have a theory about this.
She was
room,
more in her
too.
own, yeah. But I think she also may have been abused by a male because she is a little cautious around males.
Yeah.
But when she was in her own environment, she was perfectly fine.
I
and
think-
then when I brought her home, she was. I mean, she will not leave me alone.
I think this room has nothing but high-pitched noises for dogs because there's so many
That could be true,
Bluetooth
too.
and light, and everything's running. And I would imagine, we don't know this, but like sometimes I sit and think about like the things that we can't hear, whatever the dogs have to go through. Like, I don't know. I think this is a weird place for dogs, this room.
So, Daniel, we both got invited, but I was over helping the wizard with his floors, which I'll tell you about in a
You
second.
would think a wizard could wizard his own floors. But
But you went to Dirty Jim's birthday party.
Yeah.
And my one question is,
Sure.
the last time I was at Jimmy's house for the Super Bowl party.
it takes like an
last
hour
year.
to get there from my house, by the way.
Yeah, no, he lives out in the middle of
Yeah.
Oh,
nowhere.
that's right. He lives out in like I don't want to give out.
I
his
was
area,
excited
but-
about it, though. I mean, it was the same area that Mark Marrow. It was the same area. Like driving back there was weird for me because I had to flash back in my memories of making out with the girl with nacho breath. I made out with
The
a girl.
Dorito breath,
I mean, with
yeah.
Dorito breath. I made out with the Dorito breath girl when I was single in the Mark Marrow's woods. In the woods of Mark Marrow. I was in Mark Marrow's woods making out with a Dorito girl, and she grabbed my butt. It was getting hot and heavy. She was seducing me.
Oh,
It
did
ties
you
in.
go out into the woods
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make
we
out?
went out in the woods to make out. And
How
then-
old
What are you in high school?
I was like, I don't know, it was like 31 or something.
right.
And this girl's like grabbing my butt, and I was like, you know, I can't do the Doritos. I can't do it. And they were Cool Ranch is a stinky.
Doritos wouldn't stop me.
I didn't get laid.
Like this-
I could have. I think I could have. I think I could have sealed the deal. But I was like, you know what? I don't need Doritos.
I could push past anything. Feces breath. I can push past anything.
No,
Yeah,
I feel like I have to
yeah.
cut that out.
Like,
Feces breath?
there you go. Like
you could not.
Like
I'm an
straight.
animal.
Like Mad Max?
yeah, like it doesn't. You know,
Okay.
nothing will gross me out if I knew
Yeah.
that I can get it at the end.
Right there in the Mark Marrow woods. You'd have
Like-
done it.
Like Crystal could tell me anything, and if I'm horny enough, like I'll push back. Because I have the ability to not
listen.
Not listen, not think about
Just
anything.
block it out.
Like block out whatever that could gross me out. I also don't get grossed out by much. Anyway,
but you don't like us talking about doo-doo in here. You don't like your wife talking about doo-doo or periods and stuff like that. Yeah, you get weirded out.
No, I just request that she doesn't talk about it.
Okay,
but if she does, it doesn't stop me from anything. A horny animal.
Okay.
But back to Jimmy's party. When I went to his Super Bowl party, I looked around and I was like, this is the most diverse group of people I've
Every
ever
color,
seen.
Handicapped, not handicapped, blind, not blind.
And it was
sign
like
language.
Burger King kids club of people at his party.
You got wheels in the wheelchair. You got a scientist.
I'm not joking,
the
Sam.
scientist is mainframe.
I've never been to
You got Hoops, the basketball player.
Like... I've never seen someone with more diverse friends.
There's kid video. He's a gamer.
Almost like they're a politician.
I was going to say, what does he got going on behind the scenes?
I don't know.
I think he likes a lot. He has a good group of friends. I got to sit and talk with the
Who
most.
has that many friends?
I sat and talked with.
That different. Like you come to my house, there's a lot of Spanish people, a couple honkies.
Yeah, that's true.
No, nothing else.
And then nobody comes to my house, so we can skip to the next. And I don't allow people in there because I don't want to. But then, I will tell you, who I was holding court with the longest time, and I think I can do a chatting with the Masters with him. I think I can make this happen. It'd be a big get. None other than from the Orlando Sentinel, and he's taking a lot of your money, Mr. Scott Maxwell, poker player. Think I can get him in here for a chatting.
All right.
One of Orlando's heavy hitters.
I think, did we talk to Scott Maxwell in the past?
I think maybe we did, but it'd be good to have him on again. He's funny, man.
Yeah.
He and his wife are so sweet. They're so nice. And we just talked for the longest time. We were just cracking up, making fun of Baldwin Park and stuff like that. But it was good. I will tell you that driving out to Jimmy's party, again, it was as diverse as you said. Every person from every walk of life was there.
I'm not joking. When I look at there's like
shapes and sizes, everybody.
A black person, an Asian person,
tall,
a
short.
white
I was
person,
short. I was holding up short.
Someone in a wheelchair.
Who
are you in the mix?
A gay couple.
Yeah, there was a gay couple. There
I'm
was
the regular white guy.
There was
boring honky.
Jimmy, his beautiful wife Tori. They were like the anchor. Then you had like all the friends that we know from
old,
poker.
young,
old, young children, non-children. Well, no kids, no babies, because that wasn't allowed.
Like,
that's why we didn't bring Maisie.
There's some like really old person, a baby.
Yep.
It's a spectrum of every human.
It's impressive.
And then I was like, well, how is this rich,
impressive.
poor?
Yeah.
It's like one
poor?
of everybody.
Jimmy, also Jimmy's TV. I don't want to, maybe we'll get him on the couch sometime soon near the holidays and you can debate him, but Jimmy's television outside is like 3 times bigger than yours. Like,
I know he's rich.
Humongous, and it's angled right to his pool, and the picture quality, there's no interruption. He rememred all of his passwords.
I'll get a bigger one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I got a line through my outdoor
waterproof
TV.
Poker table out there, dude. The dude's got an infinity pool that goes into the woods, into the swamp. Oh my god. Absolutely amazing. But going out there, Andrea laughed because I was having my car drive us out there. I'm doing the full self-driving, and it's perfect for these sort of things because you just like sit and it takes you out into the, drives you to the party. And it was a far drive. It's like 47 minutes from my doorstep to Jimmy's.
I just thought of the best prank.
Please.
And I'll tell you guys on the show. I'm going to buy human bones on the internet, right? Follow
you got to find the ones that aren't illegal, but you can get them.
Yeah, like you can get human. Sam, look up human bones
great.
and see if
look it up on your computer, Sam.
I feel like Sean Watson might be able to
put it in the incognito. Put an incognito
web,
tab
right?
on it.
See if you can buy like
human bones for sale.
You need a skull, an infant skull. See if you can buy like a baby skull.
No,
that's real grim. That's real grim. We'll frame him as he'll be the next Anthony.
JohnsBones.com.
John's Bones. I've been there.
Okay, what is that? What can you buy
it says
there?
Real human bones for sale, responsibly sourced human osteology. Let's see. Do you want skulls? Skulls?
Got to go skulls. You got to go for the impact piece.
Skull, you could tell. I need this to be a mystery.
No, we don't need Jimmy to look at it and go, it's a cow femur, and just toss it over his fence. No. We need him to freak out.
No, but you don't understand. You haven't heard my
Okay, you're right.
Okay, we have skulls, long bones, various bones, articulations, and rarities. What do you want?
I need a good long bone.
Good long bone.
I bet you do.
Like a femur. Like, can you just buy
got a femur grade B.
Okay,
I don't
grade
believe
B.
in
$260.
Okay. Okay, $260 a grade B femur.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What doesn't even need to be a grade B? How about a grade D?
So
It can be a little messed up, like you can have a werewolf chewing on it or
We
something.
can get you a femur with dark patina.
I like a dark patina.
So I'm
You
gonna
want it to look aged. You don't want it to look
exactly.
bleached. You don't want it bleached.
buy a femur, and then I'll smuggle it in next time we go to Jimmy's house. Like
smuggle it in your jeans?
He has poker or whatever.
What's in your pants? It's a long bone.
I'll get, and then
Why are you carrying a rifle case?
while no one's looking, I'm gonna walk back into the woods.
You
behind
can't.
his house.
You need a rowboat or something. It's a swamp.
No, yeah, it's a swamp.
It'll never be found.
Well, I'll chuck it back there. You see what I'm saying? And then
No, have the dog bring it up. That always happens.
No.
Have the dog bring it up.
No.
Like the dog was sniffing around the murders.
I'm going to then like send in an anonymous
Crime
tip
line.
to
Yeah,
crime
crime line.
that there's bones behind a local radio DJ's house
Yeah.
buried back there.
Yeah.
And then
God damn.
I like that.
That's a hell of a prank.
Yeah.
And then
There's human remains behind this guy, this radio DJ, and it smells
What if they're like, sir, how do you know that?
it smells like a goddamn dead body back
there's
here.
an anonymous tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they don't ask that.
Yeah.
Crime line, don't
Yeah,
ask.
that's the whole thing.
Don't
I
ask,
heard
don't
it.
tell.
Yeah.
And then
they do tell the cops, and then the cops do, but they don't get you.
do you think like an anonymous tip like that's not enough to get the cops out there, or will they want they want a big like?
I've heard
celebrity
your
bust?
prank calls, and
I'll be the sheik.
We'll do it in the chic voice.
I've heard your prank calls, and
And it'll be on the news,
I
and it'll
do
be like
worry.
human remains found behind local radio
Dirty
DJ's
Jim.
house.
And they'll use Dirty Jim.
Yeah, I know.
They're not going to say Jim Colbert because they're not nice. They're not nice
yeah.
people.
They use Dirty Jim because it
Yeah, they
sounds
wouldn't
more
belittle it.
salacious than they don't want to use the radio name.
A local tipster known only as the seducing sheik called in. Yeah, that's you.
And then it'll make the news, and but they find out that they're like, well, this is not.
I made fun of.
I think you could get arrested for like a false report.
Yeah, wasting their time.
Again,
Yeah,
it's a-
this guy's
Like, you're going to waste resources on this.
Castleberry Jesse Smollett over here. He's like phoning it in and trying to cause mischief. All because he didn't get a bigger part in Empire.
When you leave a tip, it's there's no way to trace it back. That's
No,
what
there
the
isn't.
crime line told me.
That's true.
Someone's gonna send this audio to them.
No, they don't listen to this. Hey, on the way out to
this
Jimmy's,
has been buried in the digital garbage of the internet.
Here's the funny part about my car and where Jimmy lives. On the way out there, we get to like Jimmy's street, and it takes a left to go into like his subdivision. By the way, which has the goofiest the goofiest security guard I've ever seen. These Uber drive people that are like you pull up there and you put down the window and you're like, "Hey, I'm here for this party," and they're like, "Don't see you on the list." I'm just kidding. Let me get
Oh
you
my god!
And I'm like, oh my God, this guy. So then we get in there. My car is on self-drive. It tells me, it's like, I got nothing. There's no service.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, out there isn't any service.
There was no. It would
Did you
not
forget
drive.
how to drive? You're like, oh my God,
what do I do?
I got out of it. I lifted the hood. I looked inside. No, I drove it, but it was just. I thought it was so funny because it pulled up and it was just like.
That's funny.
It just stopped. It was like, nope. There's
Yeah.
nothing out here.
Plus, this neighborhood's probably not mapped in some sort of like Google or whatever to begin with, right? Because it's just
And it's so dark out there. There's like no light pollution.
Yeah,
Right.
And it's so dark, and then you're driving around, and all you see is the occasional truck coming at you. You see them, and you're like, like they're country folk out there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's nice and quiet. I liked how quiet it was. It's the main thing that I like when we go camping. When I'm just like, I walk out in the woods, and I'm like, oh my God, how quiet
Yeah,
it is. Can hear myself.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So this YouTuber, real quick.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about him, but
I don't either.
I'm interested in this.
So I remember when it happened, and I think we talked about it when it happened.
He was a former Olympic snowboarder, I guess.
Yeah, and he's a skydiver, and he makes skydiving content and probably snowboarding content or whatever.
Sure.
He's like an extreme sports YouTuber or something. Anyway, so I remember when this happened because everybody was speculating that he did it on purpose and that he should be. I think they took his license, like his flying license, away from him after. But he jumped out of a small Cessna airplane, claiming that it broke down mid-flight and he jumped out to save his life, and then the plane crashed somewhere in some national park in the desert, right? And,
well, now, I'm surprised, just based on what you told me, that he didn't get into more trouble doing anything on federal property.
Right, yeah.
That's real bad.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the government will sue him, or maybe is in the process of suing him for cleanup and damage or whatever.
Could have
from the
started a
plane.
forest fire.
Yeah,
That's what I said, yeah.
I mean,
now it is desert, so not much to burn.
Right.
But I know.
I don't know that it's desert.
Is it? Is there woods and stuff?
It says Los Padres National Forest is on the seacoast and marine habitats to redwood forest, mixed conifer forest, oak woodlands, grasslands.
Okay.
So I think, and it says, and some semi-desert areas.
this guy's an idiot. Everybody knows you do it in the ocean, you dum-dum.
Yeah.
You don't do it where there's trees and houses and humans, possibly. You do it where you absolutely know there's nothing but whales.
But then he would, I guess, jump into the middle of the ocean.
Well,
he'd need a recovery team,
Yeah,
right?
he would have needed a boat.
But then he would have got caught faster, I think. Because then, like, well, you had a boat waiting for you.
So I wonder what his official charges were.
It says it here. Hold on a second.
Barry Joe is calling you out for assuming it was a desert because it was called Los Padres.
Well, I saw the video. You played the video.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he pled guilty to one count of destruction and concealment with the intent to obstruct a federal investigation. Because he did go back. He hired someone in a helicopter, or maybe he piloted it himself, and went back and recovered the plane that he crashed and then destroyed it so that they couldn't find the evidence of the plane.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So okay, yeah. He jumps out,
This is Trevor Jacob, by the way.
and you see him. He's skydiving out.
It's pretty impressive.
And the fact that he's holding a camera, filming himself, and the fact that the plane.
I want to document this emergency I'm having right now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You'd be panicked, right?
And he had a GoPro.
And then it shows the plane crashing into the ground.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I think I could survive that.
So they didn't get him with any of the actual plane crashing into it, or like putting people's lives at risk.
I'm assuming he took a plea deal.
And then they got him for obstruction of justice for trying to
Destruction and concealment.
to destroy all the evidence, so they couldn't get him. And they get him 6 months.
He says, while I carefully researched the plane route to make sure the crash would not be near human housing or trail routes, I should have never gone forward with it. Since reinstated... they did reinstate his pilot's license. This guy just got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
this
he
guy
did.
got nothing.
They reinstated his pilot's license. He crashed a plane on purpose.
He was facing a maximum of 20 years, so he definitely took a plea deal.
I mean, is this
besides from terrorists?
This is white privilege.
Hold on. He crashed his plane on purpose.
Yeah.
So
But he's a normal white guy influencer. He's fine.
no other pilot has ever, that is still flying, crashed their plane on purpose, right? Like Sully landed in the Hudson River
That
to
was
save
people's lives. This guy could have killed people.
Yeah. Like he jumped out of a perfectly working plane and let it crash on purpose to create social media content.
Now, this was
And
his
they
defense. His
give him his
defense is
license
trash. His defense is trash. Attorneys for Jacob requested he be sentenced to probation instead of prison time. Writing in court documents, the snowboarder was, quote, living alone in his hangar, unquote, during the height of the coronavirus pandemic and made, quote, a series of bad choices that cumulated in the offense to which he's pled guilty. They're trying to plead that he was stir crazy from the coronavirus, and then he's no big deal. It's no big deal.
I can't
That's
believe
nuts.
they gave him his pilot's license
He
back.
should have his license back.
That's
Maybe
most
eventually he
insane.
gets it back. Like maybe after
No.
some years you get it back.
No, you never get it back.
Oh, you're saying never get it back.
Like just the
well,
fact.
even with DUIs, when they take your license, you get it back.
You get 3. Right?
Back in the day, I think you used to get more, because I'm pretty sure my dad had like 5 before they finally took it away.
Hold on.
Maybe they were just disorganized.
Could be.
I took my 5 online points test.
Is it 5? You're done.
And then
You're done,
for
buddy.
life, I can never get one back until I die. Then I'll never get it. And this guy got his license.
Never
back.
gonna get it. In vogue.
I'm just saying there are things for life that they have in place that like my points tests for getting tickets. It's life. I'll never get one back.
Here's what
they let this guy
just for speeding.
for seatbelt, not wearing my seatbelt.
Right. But this guy crashed a plane. Of course, it's fine.
The judge says, he's pretty calm about it. The judge says, it appears that Jacob exercised exceptionally poor judgment in committing this offense. Jacob most likely committed this offense to generate social media and news coverage for himself and to obtain financial gain. Nevertheless, this type of daredevil conduct cannot be tolerated.
You know, he could have, I'm
he
sure.
also lied to federal prosecutors, right? So that's not worth anything.
Well, no, that's what they got him for. They got him for obstruction. So
okay.
that's what he's doing the 6 months in jail for, which is weird that he's not doing any time for, like I said, crashing the plane on purpose,
right.
or just take
what's insane is that he did fly back on the 10th, and like Sam said, with his own helicopter, and he was able to lift the wreckage out of the forest. People aren't like, hey, get out of here, your helicopter. It's just easy to zip in there, drop a line, wrap it under the plane, and fly it out.
He had to have people help him, right? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure some other skydiver buddies or whatever. Also, they're
pack animals, skydivers. They love each other, and they hang out with each other, incestuous.
Some of these places are so
Oh, yeah, he said
huge.
He admitted that he and an unnamed friend used a helicopter to airlift the wreck, where he loaded it onto a truck trailer, moved it to a hangar at Lompoc Airport, cut it up, and disposed of the pieces in various locations over several days.
That's what you do with a body.
Yeah,
that's what you do with your grandma when you killed her because she wouldn't give you money to go up the street to buy a beer.
Oh, as soon as he jumped out of that plane.
Jacob said that the motive for his scheme was to earn commissions from The Ridge, a wallet manufacturer which sponsored his video.
Oh, I've seen the Ridge wallet. Yeah, that's the number one wallet for patriots is the Ridge. It's got the IRF, keeps the people from hacking your chip cards in your pocket.
I can't believe they gave him his pilot's license back.
No, it does say when released from prison, Jacob will not be able to apply for a pilot certificate during his probation and parole. So after that, I guess
after that he's good.
Yeah, once he's finished with his probation,
They're betting on him learning his lesson. They're preemptively giving him his pilot license back.
Probably.
No, they have. They're saying
like,
after you do your probation, you definitely get it back. He doesn't have to earn it back. He's already got it back.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Kind of scary.
Well, you made a horrible.
The FFA,
super dangerous. FAA.
Yeah, FAA. What the hell's wrong with you? This is why people like me are afraid to fly. You're giving this guy his pilot license back?
So I guess the last topic we'll talk about is on the BDM page. I saw someone. It's got over 100 comments.
Oh God!
But
is it about me?
It was.
We handled this.
Sweep it under the rug.
What are you on this time?
I thought we swept it.
There's still dust.
So
kratom.
I was sweeping, but it's all kratom.
Someone said that they left chili that they made, a pot of chili, out overnight.
I love this. Now, this is the type of stuff that should be on the BDM page.
Now, they didn't,
This is the serious stuff.
They didn't give all the details as far as, was the lid on the chili? Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it was. The lid was on. He didn't say that,
Who leaves the lid off their chili?
Well, he didn't say.
Well, sometimes I'll leave it off to cool down.
Yeah.
Before I put it in the fridge.
I bet he did leave it off to cool it down. Because that's what he was doing.
Well, he didn't mention those details.
Can he call in?
I'm just going to assume that it was on. Let's just say it's on.
Okay.
He left it out overnight on the stove, and then he realized in the morning, and he said, what should I do? Should I put it in the fridge and save it, or do I throw it in the trash? And a lot of people commented.
Do you want my honest answer, or do you have one?
What would you do, Daniel?
Okay, I'm not a chef, but I do enjoy cooking. I would, and this is my honest, 100% honest answer, if I got up, walk downstairs, I'm letting the dogs out, and I realize I see the pot sitting there on the stove. I would walk over to it. I would look at it. First of all, I'd be mad at myself for not putting it away. I would stir it a little bit, and I would use my eyes to detect any AIDS or mold or any of the cancer that's on. I would just stir it, and then more than likely, I would put the top on it and put it in the fridge before Andrea and Maisie knew that I left it out all night, and then I just roll with it.
All right.
And then if anything happened, I wouldn't say a word.
This is a good game.
I put it in there the night before.
So you're hiding the...
I would pretend that I had put it in there the night before,
Right.
and I would hope that Andrea wouldn't open the fridge to get creamer or something and touch it and be like, "Did you just put this in?" I'd be like, "No."
So like them knowing you made a mistake is
Far more detrimental to me
than your family getting sick.
Thank you.
All right,
This guy gets it. I want to fist bump you
I'm
so
reading
bad
the
right now.
thread now, and someone did say I would just add extra water and bring it to a boil, then let it simmer just under a boil for 20 minutes. I'd probably do that.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Just like heat it up.
Put up some more water, reboil it a little bit.
I think that's what a witch would do.
Kill the bacteria, right?
A witch would just refire the cauldron.
If you put it in a bowl and you heat it up, you nuke it in the microwave, it's fine, right?
I don't know. All the chefs on that were
everyone
saying,
in the service industry is like, that is not safe. Not that you'll die, but you probably will have diarrhea.
That's like lawyers saying, don't do this, you'll get sued.
You know
they're
the term
they're in the mix of it too much.
You know the term that the chefs use that I hate? Much like I hate it when people are talking about what's the movie with Jamie Lee Curtis where the guy's chasing her?
True Lies.
No, and trying to kill her? No. That's a good one.
The Texas Chainsaw
Halloween?
Massacre.
Halloween. Thank you. Halloween. I don't like it when people are talking about the movie Halloween and they're like, oh, The Shape. It's The Shape. They call him The Shape. No, it's Michael Myers.
I've never even heard that.
Yeah,
I've
look that
never
up.
heard The
Everybody
Shape.
calls him The Shape, and I hate it. It makes my skin crawl. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, the Shape is so terrifying. That's what you're supposed to call Michael Myers in the Halloween movies. You're supposed to call him The Shape. I'm not doing that.
I've never heard
The
of
same
that.
way, I'm not saying, just like chefs, this drives me crazy. When chefs are like, oh, man, it's been out too long. It's in the danger zone. Don't say danger zone. Don't say, what, danger zone? The Shape? Danger zone. It's not the danger zone. It was some chili that was left out overnight. It's fine.
So I was
The Shape.
I was super surprised.
In the original Halloween, in the credits, he was called The Shape.
Yeah, and then so if you're like one of these nerds that loves this stuff, you'll be like at Halloween, you'll be like sitting down to watch Halloween. Can't wait to be scared by The Shape again. And I'm like, I want to kill you.
I've never even heard that.
I want to kill you when you say that. Don't say that. And don't say danger zone. It's been out too long. It's in the danger zone. Don't say that. Also, here's one more thing you shouldn't say. If you feel like rocking or you had a rocking good time, keep it to yourself. Don't say that was rocking or I'm rocking. Don't say that.
Don't say let's get ready to rock.
Don't say let's get ready to rock. No.
So I was legitimately surprised by the amount of people that said throw it away. Like, I couldn't believe it because
I too was embarrassed of our listeners that said that.
No, but
look at these pansies in there. All these pansies in there. They're danger zone, danger zone, danger zone, danger zone.
If you look it up, the internet tells you to throw it away.
Yeah.
So, and they say that if it's out for more than 2 hours, it could get food-borne illness or whatever. So, in what I've read, because I just searched it on Google,
yes,
and I guess professionals say throw it out. And I guess
I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur.
So I've done this. I've left chili out overnight, and I didn't even think
for 8 to 10 hours.
Oh yeah,
12 hours.
Yeah. And I just put it in a Tupperware. I didn't even heat it and then put it in the fridge, and then it was fine. And my rationale.
Did you have massive diarrhea?
No,
Okay,
it was fine. And my rationale was
no danger zone there.
The meat, everything inside of it is cooked, right? So, and it's also acidic as hell.
It's just going to evaporate. It's not going to like.
And if it did get mold on it, like mold isn't the worst thing to eat. Like I've eaten moldy bread, moldy meat, like bologna. You ever never had moldy cheese?
I eat
before?
fish.
No,
like fish.
Like I cut the mold out.
Like some cheese, like they put like
blue cheese is mold.
Like there's hams and stuff that grow like mold on them for 6 months.
Yeah.
And
My ass looks like a moldy ham.
Like mold isn't inherently bad for you. No. I guess some types of mold, but like food that's already cooked.
I like my food to be all spored up.
I thought that the only like food poisoning type illnesses were caused by undercooking food and undercooked like salmonella.
My wife's in there. She says it's not mold. They're talking about bacteria.
Yeah, but bacteria. There's bacteria in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got bacteria.
So,
lady,
if you left stuff out and there was like, say you had some milk that
what kind of milk
that you left
strawberry
out,
milk,
and then there was some mold in it, and you drank it, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. I think it can go real far. I think you can you could literally put your hands in intimate areas of your body, crevices and cracks. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And put them right in your mouth and lick them good, and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I feel feel like 95% nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Like it's rare to get any sort of...
The danger zone is very, very small place.
Yeah. Because if it was like common for people to get really sick from eating old food, I feel like it would happen a lot.
You mean
Is that why everybody calls out from work?
You don't think any of
That's
these
a lie.
restaurants? You don't think any of these restaurants across Orlando, somebody has left out a big old pot of stew and then been like, it'll be fine, and put it in the fridge?
Like I honestly, and like this happened to Seth the other day. Seth, like I went out from a birthday dinner and I got food poisoning. I've been sick all day, and
I don't know. We heard his intestines yesterday on the
He
radio
sounds
show.
sick just when he's healthy.
That's just him.
And I'm like, I don't think that's food. Like because people say they get food poisoning a lot, and I'm like, I don't think you're self-diagnosing.
People also say they have anxiety a lot, and they don't. You know? It's like you're just drunk, or you're just freaking out.
Well, I mean, the anxiety thing is like, that's a natural, thing that your brain will put out a stress chemical. Like, I
it's
believe
like
that.
when you and I used to make fun of me and Crystal because every time we lose something, we're like, somebody stole my shoes.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, nobody stole your shoes.
I think people blame food a lot more than it's actually the culprit to
or just
illness.
their baseline health.
Yeah. I don't think people are getting food poisoning that much, at least as much as they claim.
I've only had it one time, dude.
Like, I feel
in 47 years, I've had it one time.
Yeah, I think I ate this hot dog from, remember that, seriously, the only time I thought that I threw up because of something I ate. I ate a hot dog. Remember the fast food restaurant called like Backyard Burger or something?
Yeah, by the radio
I think some are still around.
Yeah,
okay.
There's one still by the one in Maitland is still there.
And
you're besmirching its good name.
Well, this was
you ate a yard dog.
I'll tell you what happened. I ate a yard dog.
You had a rotten yard dog.
In college, I stopped by and I ate it in my truck like a POS.
With a Dolphins hat on.
Yeah. Like before, I think it was before I went to Champs or something.
Did you wash your hands before you made out with Crystal?
Yeah,
Did you have hot dog hands?
And then I ended up puking hours later, and I was sick for it was only for 3 to 6 hours or whatever. I felt bad. I
like
puked or
real
whatever.
food poisoning. Yeah, it's quick.
But then, and that's what I attributed to. But it probably could have been any dirty hands. I could have touched some sort of feces or something. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
I never wash my hands.
I don't either. I don't either.
never do it.
I mean,
Even
I do around here, but there are times when I'm alone at my house and nobody's there, and I'm just a real human. I don't wash anything. I'm scratching everything. I got fingers of nose, fingers and ears.
You don't wash your hands every time before you eat?
Every time before I eat, yeah.
Oh.
I don't do it.
Okay.
That's an honest answer.
Yeah,
I make Maisie do it. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, you're putting stuff in your mouth.
Yeah, I always wash my hands before I eat, but I don't always brush my teeth in the morning. I don't always wash my, if I'm alone, if I'm working on my scooter and then I come up to have lunch, I won't necessarily. I'm eating chips and I don't care. I don't care.
When I was helping the wizard with his flooring,
glue hands. You eat with glue hands.
I had first I started the day off with alcoholic diarrhea, and then I glued.
Keeps you light on your feet.
I worked for 5 straight hours in the morning, had glue hands, and then we ate a Publix sub. I don't think I washed my hands before I ate.
I don't do that.
And then it was dusty. And
it's
I ate it standing.
To wash your hands if you're going to get them glued up again. You might as well eat them with the dirty hands.
I ate
Wasn't there dogs walking all around the
Oh, yeah, the dog.
Yeah.
And I just ate it standing up with dust glue hands.
I like eating standing up. My family doesn't understand
Do you digest better?
I'm like Crocodile Dundee. I'm just more happy in my outback lifestyle.
Have you seen what yard guys and construction workers eat every day?
Yeah.
And
but they've built up their immune system.
That's what makes you tough.
I got a new character.
You can't just start out of nowhere.
You should be living like those guys.
I got a new character for you.
They grew up that way.
And I got to be careful, but I see this kid every morning at my 7-Eleven. You guys know I love going to my 7-Eleven. I got a nice rapport with my ladies. Shout out to them. I love them so much. There's this kid that comes in with his mom every single morning, and he's like construction kid. He's like 12 or 13 years old, but he goes and he gets a big Bubba Gulp full of Mountain Dew with his mom buys it for him. So he has a Bubba Gulp, and every morning, I kid you not, Monday through Friday, every morning at 7, he's there, and I'm getting my Diet Mountain Dews. He gets a Bubba Gulp of soda, full fat soda, and he gets 3 steak and cheese taquitos for his breakfast.
I was about to say that's effing delicious.
Every morning.
I mean,
Every morning he eats 3 steak
And
and
he
cheese
will grow up to
taquitos
be a construction worker.
and a Bubba Gulp of soda, and his mom buys it for him.
what
This is the way.
It's awesome. It's awesome. He's not fat. He's like a typical gamer. Looks like a little gamer kid, a little Twitch kid, playing his Call of Duty.
But the only thing keeping him not fat is his age. And as soon as he hits 26,
that thing,
Plump up.
the thing that
obese.
holds his soda, the vessel for his soda, is maybe 2 inches off of a Homer bucket. It's huge. It's the metal. It's the one with the diamond plate on the outside.
I mean,
every morning he's there with me. I get in line with him. I'm like, hey guys, I say hi to him. Every morning, 3 steak and cheese.
The horrible thing is that kid will live his whole life and may not get anything wrong with him. And then
I know, you're right.
And then someone that was raised vegan and the most, like
cancer,
randomly
all
get
the cancer.
like some colon cancer or anything. It's just a roll of dice, which is so unfair.
Yeah. And that kid looks so happy. He's so happy. He's always playing Pokemon Go.
All right, we will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hey.
The Orlando Solar Bears are having a game this Saturday. It's their annual teddy bear toss onto the ice.
Teddy's on the ice.
Where you bring, they don't want you to say it. They emailed me and said to stop saying throw or pull your teddies out.
No, I just said teddy's on the ice.
You said that.
I
you
just
said
said
that
teddy's
before.
on the ice. That's all I
said that before. I like how our guest asked us, what's safe to say on the radio? We start with this.
We start with teddy's on the ice.
Anyway, that's Saturday. Daniel's going to be out there, and you can get your tickets in the Tom and Dan section by going to tomanddan.com, clicking on the Solar Bears link. It's section 118, so if you want to be in the Tom and Dan section, go to our site and buy it through our site. You'll also get a discount instead of going through, the regular.
Yeah, if you've never been to a Solar Bears game, it's awesome. It's the best valued ticket in town. Super duper fun. Great for the family. Air conditioning in case it does get warm. We don't need it right now, but in case it does get warm. And there's a Gringos right up the staircase from our section. There's a bar up there that BDMs work at. It's literally the best thing we've ever done. So if you like sports, bring the family to a Solar Bears match and come see me on the 9th.
Yep, that's this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
So, Daniel, I know you did another Weird Job song.
I'm trying to create more than just songs. I'm trying to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. Mm-hmm. And when it becomes Christmas, and I've made no bones about this, I've told you guys this many, many years. I am a traditionalist when it comes to Christmas. I like the Bing Crosby, White Christmas, Danny Kaye. I like the old man Christmas songs. I officially, my favorite is Lawrence Welk. And inspired by Lawrence Welk, I'm now doing a series of Christmas songs for Weird Job Wednesday. Here is my newest one. This one I'm trying to tell a story. You have to transport yourself into an office building. You have to think of the characters of maybe the lowly worker that could be taken advantage of by the Scrooge-like boss.
Okay.
Maybe the boss who's extra horny and does bad things to his work. It just tells a story. Here, it just tells a story. Said the boss to the slob who works the job, "Can you work on Wednesday?" Said the slob to the boss at the job, "I got plans on Wednesday." It's fine, just cancel them, it's fine. We need you here to work overtime. We need all slobs here working that grind. We need the slobs working the grind. All right. Said the boss to the slob who's working late, "How happy is your marriage? Maybe sometime I could take you on a date and see your undercarriage." Undercarriage. That ass, just bouncing down the hall like a big round smooth rubber ball. Like a big round smooth rubber ball.
Hello,
There you
Oh,
go.
no.
There you go.
You know what has dawned on me that if you are not familiar with the show,
It's gonna scare you. It's
think
gonna
we're
scare you.
insane.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
think you wandered into the
You're like-
Terrifier franchise.
you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It doesn't
What is
make
this
any
guy
sense.
singing about? What's he doing?
It's so inside. Have we become so inside?
Yeah.
that
Chat room says, homie on the right, not impressed.
Well, it's bizarre. It's your fault, chat room.
They're here for something uncomfortable. We made them uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think it's
Alright,
on
okay.
brand.
On brand.
Yeah, I think this is on brand.
Well, speaking of that, Josh and Kat are here to
Hey.
talk about the uncomfortable brunch, and it's got a pretty interesting backstory that I want to talk about. So, first off,
The
how you doing?
anniversry, right? Isn't that what
10
we're talking
years.
about?
Yeah, Josh and Kat, how you doing?
Doing well.
So first, sorry about that. It's
Yeah,
very
apologies.
bizarre. Like,
Apologies.
What happened is we've gotten to a point where all we do is inside jokes.
Yeah.
So if this is the first time you listen, you will not understand
Well,
what's
I think
happening.
everybody understands the concept of slobs and jobs. That's true.
I guess they do.
Yeah.
But then they're
We're
like,
all slobs just working jobs.
They're like, but then what is it?
No, okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Anyway, uncomfortable brunch.
So first, let's talk about how it started. How did the uncomfortable brunch start?
Well, it started in my living room.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
Yeah, it was. I used to work. Well, we still do work for Enzian. And
Okay.
if familiar with Enzian's a single screen art house theater up in Maitland. I worked for them for years, and we parted ways, and kind of wanted to keep a toe in the water. Still doing exhibition, showing films, and I appreciate art films. Obviously, I work in it, but some of the pretension associated with it can be a little stupid. So,
Yeah.
so I thought that it would be funny to show movies that are they're designed to be. They're considered art films, important, blah blah blah. But because the content or subject matter, you don't want to watch them with other people. And
Yeah.
so I
Because
thought
they're
that
like bizarre.
yeah, like they're or usually because they're really sad or
sure.
sexually upsetting.
Yeah, like
you know,
Antichrist.
exactly.
Brown
Antichrist.
Bunny.
Brown Bunny's on the list.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I revisit Brown Bunny, the fellatio scene, at least once a year.
That's
normally around this year. Now
that's-
around
Is that the
Christmas.
one that's real?
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Super
I mean, the
real.
only time we've ever shown real sex is when it's a movie that's shown at like Cannes or some like serious festival. We're a serious organization.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
No, that's not serious at all. But I thought that it would be funny to do that in a brunch setting with my friends.
I like it.
And I was seriously convinced that it was going to be like 3 to 6 months. People would get tired of it. And they didn't. And
Yeah.
it got too big for my living room. And had a good friend who suggested that I ask Will Walker, owner of Will's Pub.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Will.
Yep.
Yeah,
Happy
he was
birthday, Will. That's
yeah.
right. Prohibition Day.
Yeah, I think it was his birthday.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. So I talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not open on Sundays. Buy a screen and a projector. You can have the place." And
That's so Will.
That was and it was kind of like, I don't have to do anything, right? I was like, no, I'll do I'll do it. He's like, oh yeah, great, it's all yours. And he really graciously let us use it for we were there for 4 years, and then ended up going to Enzian, where I
Yeah.
used to work, which is really funny because I pitched it to them 11 years ago, and they said, no, I don't think that really works.
Did the 4 years at
yeah.
Will's? Did the 4 years at Will's though really give it like kind of?
That was like when we started getting we placed in Beth's of Orlando with the
Nice.
Weekly and stuff like that. It started getting a little notoriety.
Sure.
But I mean, it was dumb. We would buy food on Saturdays, prep it. I'd get up at 7 a.m. We had folks that throughout the time that would help us with catering, but by the end of it, we were just making our own food. I bought shaving dishes and that sort of thing, and
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure it was illegal to sell food in that capacity at Will's, but it was a buffet
I
style
feel like
thing.
it's kind of like those.
Amongst friends.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like those people at the farmers market that sell me cheese. You
Right,
know? Like, I
exactly.
think that's illegal, but
I'm pretty sure.
it's awesome. You know.
You don't ever realize you could do a lot of illegal things for a long time
Yeah.
before anybody notices.
Yeah.
it.
As long as they're innocuous enough and you don't get any complaints.
Yeah.
And then you just got to act like you got to kind of like, oh, I'm dumb.
If
You
you're
know,
not-
like, and everybody's
Right.
like cool with
If you're not hurting anybody, whatever, you could do a lot of
Yeah.
illegal stuff.
Well, what? You're frying up some bacon, some eggs. you
Yeah,
got
I mean
some
it
French
was.
toast.
I mean it was 100 eggs, but yeah,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Have you ever seen like 100 eggs in just like a vat? like a tub?
You know what, Kat? That's a great question. And the answer is no, ma'am. I have never seen 100 eggs in a vat.
It's pretty gross.
like you've cracked them and then you just put them into a giant.
We're going to cook them, but they're in a container before we cook them.
Yeah, because we have to make like a huge omelet to like serve in like this buffet style, and so it's just like, okay, we have just like a ton of eggs, and then we add stuff to it, but it's just like, oh my god,
we are neither of us are chefs, by the way.
Kat's vibe is I'm so over these eggs. F it, F your eggs, just watch the movie.
So let's go back to why do you think it works? Because this is what I'm fascinated with. Is like, because you would think that no one necessarily wants to watch a super uncomfortable or graphically.
But they do. It's like that other thing that we have in town when people read their diaries.
Right.
But I put it in the same category.
Yeah.
I love this stuff because I love uncomfortability.
Yeah, and because it's the, I guess, opposite of what you think you want to do. You think that's why people want to do it?
Sort of. I mean, I'm frankly surprised that it got legs because really, at its inception, it was never designed to be enjoyable for the audience. Our rule of thumb when programming is the audience going to feel worse when they leave than when they arrived? And if so, good. But we're not showing these movies because we think they're funny. We think it's funny to watch somebody watching this while eating eggs. Watching Dancer in the Dark and seeing this horrible thing happen to Bjork while shoveling in chicken and waffles. I think that's funny.
You would be the guy, I think, because you are such an easy, uncomfortable mark that I think we could put you on a stage and have people just watch you be a part of this, and they'd love it because it would make you very uncomfortable.
Well, Daniel has shown me scenes of Antichrist, let's say, and I never thought. I wish I was eating an omelet right now while I was watching it.
I need some feta and some spinach.
So let's talk about the movies that you've chose. So let's go over some of the movies that you've shown, some of the I guess the most popular ones.
Oh, yeah, the ones that have,
Have you ever had anyone walk out of one?
Oh, that's a great question.
We have, for the most part, we do a really good job of putting on trigger warnings, that sort of thing. The last thing we want to do is show a 9-minute rape scene where the camera doesn't cut and dupe someone into watching that. That is an unkind thing to do.
Unless it's my dad.
Unless it's her dad. In that case, I think it's funny.
Okay. Kat again with the home run.
Is there a movie with a 9-minute long rape scene?
Yeah. It's called Irreversible. We've shown it.
All right,
okay.
I'll mark that off my list.
Yeah, it's...
I figure if you're at 9, why not make it 10?
Yeah, I mean, but then you don't...
too far.
Okay, fair enough.
What's the most popular, I guess, uncomfortable movie that people know? We've talked
a cult
about
classic Uncomfortable.
Me and Daniel have talked about Antichrist, and what's that Serbian film?
Serbian film.
That comes up often, and we won't show that one.
Yeah,
and it's not because I'm offended. I mean, I am personally a little bit.
I think I am too.
But it doesn't really have everything we show. We need to be able to justify in some way. If really pushed, we can justify why we're showing it for artistic reasons, academic reasons, whatever. Yeah. Serbian film, it ups the ante so that you become desensitized to it in real time.
Okay.
Which I guess has value in a way, but really that's not what we're going for. It's the same reason we don't show horror movies.
Sure, yeah.
It's easy. It's easy. We're not looking for the easy catch here.
Oh, I'm going to do a really uncomfortable dinner and show the Serbian film.
What are you going to serve at this dinner?
Chili. Anyway, let's...
White bean or red?
Let's red.
Okay. This guy.
Let's go with what was the first movie that you showed? I know in your living room. What movie did you pick?
The first movie we showed in my living room was a film by Pasolini called Sallow, or the 120 Days of Sodom.
Oh, I've seen that.
You have? Okay. Yeah, that made sense.
What is that about?
That's way old, isn't it?
It's 1975. Yeah. It is a commentary on fascism. It's set in northern Italy just right before World War II ends, and all of these aristocrats are seeing the writing on the wall that they're about to be destroyed, and so they decide to abduct 32 underage teenagers, 16 years old, and force them into debauchery in this mansion. And the reason we picked it was because there's a whole scene where they eat. So obviously,
I fast forwarded to that part.
Yeah,
I was like, somebody told me there's feces in here, and I ain't seeing nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
just
you got to see it with the laugh track.
I was like, I want to see some
Yeah. So that was the first one. That was good. It was great too because my roommate at the time, who technically helped come up with this concept, Alex Cooper, who runs Smart Punk Records.
Oh, nice! Big fan of Smart Punk.
Okay, yeah. He and I were roommates back at this time. He had a lady over that night that he didn't know very well, and she woke up and he just told her we were going to be watching a movie and having brunch. This poor person. I took him aside. I was like, not okay, man. Not okay.
And she was poor?
I like that.
I hate poor people.
She did not finish the movie. I will say that.
I do like taking someone and just taking your
it's
wife.
Like reverse dinner for schmucks. Yeah. It's like,
and then like seeing. I guess
I do this all the time. Inadvertently with my wife, where I'll put on some dumb, ridiculous comedy that I like, and she's sitting there and she's like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever... You know what I mean? Like, it's like where she's like, I don't want to sit through this.
Has there ever been a movie that you've shown that people thought that it wasn't far enough? Like, that it was too vanilla?
Man, you got your good question handled today. That's a great question. Were they not satisfied? They're like, not enough? Pooh!
Maybe Wendy and Lucy.
Yeah, that was maybe one of them. I was thinking about Me and You and Everyone We Know as well, which we love that movie.
Yeah.
Miranda July wrote and directed and stars in it. It's like if a Wes Anderson movie were just a little cringy.
Yeah, we actually have friendship tattoos from that movie.
Yep.
Back and forth forever.
There's a scene where an 8-year-old is sexting in a chat room, and that was his version of sexting, was thinking that if you back and forth.
That we will have to cut out. But you know what? I'm proud of that one. I'm proud that we have to cut that one out.
Okay.
That's a badge of honor right there. Thank you for your service.
No problem. Yeah.
So,
I'm going to have to go to this, dude.
Who's making these movies?
There's so many different ones.
Are they all...
Because it's like you can... Like,
older?
Would Nymphomaniac be one?
We've done that.
Yeah, I was going to say. With that,
Lars von Trier is a staple.
I'm trying to think of people you would use that don't necessarily eke into either like, they did that and that's hacky, or that's horror. And it's hard.
Yeah. We try not to delve too much into the hokey, but I mean, we've certainly shown John Waters.
Okay.
My dad brought a date to Pink Flamingos when we did that at Will's.
But Pink Flamingos almost has like such a, it's a cult.
Yeah, but
film, that people love, but I guess it still fits the mold.
That movie's over 50 years old, and it is still really graphic.
Yeah,
it holds up.
The chicken scene.
I don't know if you need to cut that. Don't go into too much detail.
I'll just say there's a chicken that gets inserted in places.
Yes, it's a wacky movie. Have you seen it?
Somehow that was too far.
Have you seen it?
No, I've
never seen Pink Flamingos.
You've been talking about flamingos a lot lately.
Usually, these kind of movies are disturbing to me.
But Crystal, I'm talking like he has a trouble. I'm not blowing up your spot, but you have trouble with date nights. But Crystal does love crazy movies. One of her favorite movies is Melancholia, for Christ's sake.
Great. Yeah, that's uplifting.
Get some weirdo movies from them and set up a funny date night where you guys watch something crazy. She'll love it.
She likes that. I don't like it.
Do you want a hero's?
But he likes...
No, she's forced me to watch Melancholia, and I'm like, what is this?
But I would sit through Melancholia to see her Melancholia.
Yeah. And then I'm just sitting there, and then I'm looking at it, and then I'm like, this is disturbing me.
It's scary.
And then after it's done, I'm like, how do I go back to my life?
Yeah. Well, you gotta go.
I'm like, I'm sad. Why do you want to watch it? Why do you want to be sad? Then
you kind of remind me of my dad.
Yeah. I knew I reminded you like your dad.
Yeah, because my dad. My dad, whenever he came, we showed Eyes of My Mother, and there's like a goat eye scene where like a goat eye gets like cut open, and they're like talking about it. And
the goat's not alive.
Yeah, the goat's not.
It's a dead goat eye.
Yeah, it's just the eye,
Yeah.
But like my dad, like since then, it's been years, like probably 6 or 7 years. But every once in a while, he'd be like, "I can't. That goat eye. I don't know."
He's like, why did that happen? Why'd you
rattled him? You rattled him good. Oh man!
Be like, why'd you show that?
He's just tying his shoes in the morning. He's like, goddamn goat eye. I can't even function today.
Like, I just want to see Bruce Willis. Yippee-ki-yay. He's shooting terrorists.
Can't we just let's watch 2 episodes of Baywatch and go to IHOP? That's not
I'll
bad.
tell you my favorite story regarding her father.
Please.
It was within the first few months of us moving to Enzian, we showed a movie called In the Realm of the Senses. Japanese film about a geisha and her master that have a very, very violent relationship. It premiered at Cannes in 1975. All of the sex in the film is unsimulated. Opening scene does have a fellatio scene, and it's her father and her and I at a table together at Enzian. And when this is going on, it's in the opening scene, I lean over to him and was like, Keith, I'm really glad that we can share this together. And she gives me this look like, what is your problem? I was like, oh yeah, I'm making this weird. I'm the one. Like,
why does your dad keep going in these things?
because he's the nicest man in the world.
supportive.
What if he's like, God, can't you trick me again? What if he's just like,
Every time.
Got
it's
me
like,
again.
It's like Charlie Brown in the football. You know, like it never, and he's like, God, this time's going to be the one where I'm proud. And I stand there, hug her. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you.
You told me Sly Stallone was in this. I thought I was going to see Untouchable.
I just wanted some Ivan Drago.
I think he was most upset at the last one because like he asked me like, is it going to be one that I like? And I said, I didn't say yes. I said, you should come. and then he shows up and it's like a 3-hour documentary about genocide. And he was like,
Wait, I like this. You're like pranking your dad.
So
Every
mean.
time. At a certain point, I blame him. Because
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're-
This is on you now.
I'm busy.
if you're showing up as the Inzion again, you know what's coming.
Imagine how when he's parking, the sadness.
Yeah.
You know, when he's looking for his place to park. That's awesome, y'all. This is great.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
If you want to sign up to become a BDM, you could do that at tomanddan.com.
Yeah, man. We got a BDM little gathering coming up.
Yep.
Got to be a BDM to come to said gathering because it's like a secret gathering for just BDMs.
Yeah.
But if you do sign up at tomanddan.com/registration, you can use our love meter to decide how much of your hard-earned dough you would like to, provide the show. And then we will provide you with tons of laughs and parties and fun stuff.
Yep, it goes from $1.95 to $10.95 a month, so it's up to you. And we do private parties and other things just for BDMs, including BDM Appreciation Week, which is coming up soon again, which is
What are
crazy.
We're doing $1
God.
T-shirts?
I have to.
I'm serious. Are we doing $1 T-shirts or free T-shirts?
There's-
Two free T-shirts per person.
You know what? I've asked for a lot of favors, and I'm worried that
None of them have come back.
They're like,
Maybe you burned
it's
all the
too-
bridges.
Are
Are we on an island now? We burned all the bridges.
We're getting there because
That's what Moana's dad did. He burned all the boats so those people
Yeah.
would stay on the island.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Or actually, he hid them in a cave. She found them. She found the boats. Man, if I were Moana's dad and you took my boats out, I'll whip your ass.
also
Put those boats back in the cave.
He was the villain in that movie.
The dad?
If you listen to that song, he's like, no one leaves.
Yeah. But he's still not as bad as the grandma in Coco. That grandma, if I'd have been standing on that street corner when that grandma smashed that kid's guitar, I'd have walked over to her and they'd have to hold me back.
My
I'd
husband
have
has the
slapped-
same stance,
I'd have
yeah.
slapped that lady's teeth out, that stupid old lady in Coco. I hate that lady.
And no one ever wandered behind the waterfall and found the boats. Like it's a
know.
small island.
Everybody's getting to work on that island.
It's
Yeah,
tiny.
but there's
I have a theory about that. I
You
think
no
the
want-
time to go behind the
No, the
water.
Explore.
grandma on the water were protecting it. I can explain that one away. Because remember the water had powers? It was only going to reveal the boats to Moana when she was
Yeah.
ready, so the water's going to keep it covered. That one I can explain away.
yeah, but I mean, like
Tom doesn't understand magic.
He doesn't. That's true. That's the one thing he doesn't try to understand.
I mean, these island people. They're tough. They
you
wander
can't say
around.
island.
You cannot say that.
Oh, I can't say that. Oh,
I'm talking about Island Boy. I'm talking like an Island Boy. Boy, that burned hot. When was Island Boys? That was like 5 years ago, right?
it was
23 years ago.
It
Just
feels,
like the
it feels like
song.
2 years, but I think it's 5 years. The Island
No, I
Boys.
think it was the hottest during the pandemic.
Are they still
right?
gay? The Island Boys?
They said they're not gay.
One of them just got married. I still follow
They
them.
got
Like,
married?
yeah.
You can't get married when you're gay for your brother.
I watched the Island Boys race around their backyard in a four-wheeler.
So you're the one that's keeping them going.
And then
I do watch the Island Boys.
It's 2021, so 2 years ago,
yeah, and then he had he got a girlfriend, and she was on there for a while. But then the brother, he was it was thoughts and prayers because he got sick. He was in the hospital.
What did he
Something
get?
happened. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, I got the Omicron.
I don't know. He was just one of them, and then the one that had the girlfriend, they're getting married.
What kind of hair do they have? Broccoli, or do they have the Caesar? When they had the Caesar, they looked like Murdoch from the Gorillas, and I love that. It was awesome. They had the black Murdoch. It's so good. I want a jet black Caesar cut because that's an aggressive look. A jet black Caesar. That's aggressive, man. You mean business when you got a jet black Caesar.
You stand on business.
Yeah, man. And it's tight, like the line straight across your forehead.
You know what's crazy?
You never had a Caesar cut?
I did have one. Yeah,
I did too. I did too.
Yeah.
God, why did I do that?
It was the
Why
only.
It was the trend.
And you
What
would get
other
a fade. You would get a fade, and then they'd fade it up to the Caesar, and then you put it like a Caesar.
Yeah.
A Caesar cut. Have you looked at these lately? How bad they look?
That's what Zuckerberg's got.
Nobody told me, dude, you have a decent shaped head. Just grow your hair and just comb it like a normal person.
This is a little known fact, but
I can't imagine you with a Caesar cut.
a grown out Caesar is the muffalata. That's what I had. That's what we like.
Boom! You just blew my mind. An unkept Caesar is a muffalata.
Yeah. It turned because the hair hand comes and then it turns into the muffalata.
Yeah, it becomes the iron claw right over your head.
Anyway, so what were we talking about?
Yeah,
Island Boys.
We're talking about the Island Boys. You said one of them
I thought
got
you were going to
sick.
bring up the fart videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can bring up the fart video. So this is who is this? This is Vasilevsky
Yeah.
from this is
I think this was after Monday night's game,
okay. This is
after game interview.
This is Vasilevsky from I'll call him Our, even though
It counts.
we have our Orlando Solar Bears, but
Different league.
our NHL team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. And he is our star goalkeeper, just came back from injury, and I guess he farted. Was it him farting?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, here he is.
What's gone through your mind in the last 48 hours from the end of the game on Saturday to the start of this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't great feeling last game, but...
There it is. Did you hear it?
And then all the reporters start laughing.
I'll give it again.
last game, but...
There it is.
And then he starts laughing.
Yeah, he laughs the whole time.
What was the question?
He farted out the question out of his brain.
the question again? I just farted.
Those hockey players are real men too. Which
They're humongous men. One more time.
last game, but...
That was a beefy one.
It was.
I feel like if this was
Big muscle cheeks.
if this was a 1980s or 90s,
It's like a truck.
Well, it's tight muscle ass, right?
Yeah.
Because they skate, they got those muscle asses, and the cheeks are so tight together. It's like,
but if this was an 80s or 90s hockey real man, I feel like he wouldn't even laugh at it. Like he wouldn't even understand.
it's
why.
soft to laugh at it.
You just push past it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, why are you laughing? Wind comes out of ass. You know, he would.
Yeah. He
it's
just
like-
he didn't understand why anybody thinks
he
it's
might
funny.
beat you up for being childish. You know?
Yeah. It's too much of a baby to laugh at.
Yeah, babies laughing farts.
Yeah, this is a millennial hockey player. He's laughing at
this guy's
farts.
soft. This guy is soft. You get an old
We say that,
Patrick.
but-
you get a Patrick Watt. What was his name? I used to call him Patrick Roy, but it's like Patrick Watt. Or you get him in there. That guy, he ain't gonna laugh at nothing. Good Canadian, thick neck Canadian.
So then this led us into down a rabbit hole of celebrities farting in interviews and on camera
Yeah.
and during.
Your mind.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
And so Sam, you found a
I found
montage.
there's a few of them out there. If you just put celebrity farts on camera, there's a ton.
And Taylor Swift did it.
Yeah.
Which,
What?
and some New Year's Eve.
She's like Person of the Year on Time Magazine.
That's
today.
not real, is it?
in MTV.
Does it start with
I
Rudy
think she's
Giuliani?
yeah. I think she's towards the end.
Oh, Rudy Giuliani does it a lot.
He's
But
farting
it's
all
not
over the place.
No,
He's a dumb old man. It's farting.
Is
You
it
can't hold it
real?
in.
It's not real. Is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember when he did this in
No,
court?
I don't remember.
That made the rounds on the news for a
He
while.
farted?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
The Tiger Woods one's pretty
Let me
good.
play this.
Did you know you may have something
Oh, there's a
in
lady
common
that talks
with
through a
Rudy,
lot of this too.
Tiger Woods, and maybe even Taylor Swift?
Oh, it's one of these ladies that presents
Yeah,
it.
if you skip to where he's in the courtroom.
involving that appear Camilleri
Where is
hung
it?
out in laughter
Right here.
like the rest of us.
Yeah, just leave it now.
When gas escapes from the two places it can, it's either...
I know how farts work, lady. I don't need this.
Oh, this is where Wendy Williams, she burps and farts at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
to her.
Just a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
She did that.
Yeah, it's good. It came out both ends.
That's pretty good. I'm so,
She was so embarrassed.
I'm gonna do it
To
again.
her.
Just a matter of time. She's not lonely.
She's like, God damn it. That's the God damn it face.
Where's
right
that
there.
bit all my life? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It does suck that you like spend so much time in front of a TV camera, right? Like some of these people do long ass like radio style shows, but on TV, and then it's like after hundreds and hundreds of hours, like one mistake, and then it lives forever.
Where's
like,
the Rudy Giuliani?
Oh, I know about all that. It wasn't a fart, though.
And then, by the way, like then Wendy Williams had to go do like interviews. Like people, it became like Fartgate.
Everybody would ask her about it. Yeah, because she denied that she farted.
I hear you've been passing wind on the set of your show. Is it true, Wendy?
She kept denying it, but it's right there.
Yes.
Unless you follow politics, you may not know the name Eric Swalwell. But if you're on Twitter, there's a good chance you've heard of him for all the
Yeah,
wrong
skip
reasons.
towards.
According to the
You'll
New
see.
York Post,
I guess Tiger Woods is known for farting on the course.
I've heard
was not
that.
aware of this.
has often taken center.
This one, he
While was
lifts the
waiting on
leg
group
and
ahead of him
rips.
at the Buick Open.
And then starts laughing.
It's interesting that all three.
Wow, that was a humongous mega fart.
that was a blammer.
It's interesting that
He had to get that last part out with that
all
leg lift.
three of his 09 wins have
I think
been
Taylor
in his
Swift
last.
might be after him.
Farts make people laugh.
Oh no, not this one. You can't even hear. So
I gotta
just skip
find
past this
Taylor.
one.
I got Taylor.
The atmosphere.
Miss with class, poise,
Okay, here
and
she is.
elegance.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like
It could
someone who
be
would
someone
flirt on
behind
stage.
Taylor Swift, though.
I don't think so because she
However,
watch her
there's some
face
rather
after it
loud evidence
happens.
that
I
suggests
think it
that
was
Swift
her.
did indeed break audible wind while on air during the live pre-show for the
2015 MTV Music Awards, they're saying she did it?
Yeah.
Premiere of her
Okay.
Wildest Dreams music video.
She's introducing
But just
her
after
new
announcing that it
video.
starred Scott Eastwood, something else rang out.
It's our third video working together, starring Scott Eastwood. Here's the video for Wildest Dreams.
She tried to do like a dip, and she like.
Yeah, I can see that. That's happened to me. I mean, it's
And
happened
then
to
her
me
mouth
once.
is agape.
I think it's happened to me once here in front of you guys. I
Well, you
apologize
fart
for it.
on mic on purpose.
Sometimes I've really tried not to do that, even though like I'll do it, and then people will be like, "Dude, that's awesome." I get like congratulated. People see me in the streets.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, "Hey, man, thanks for bringing back the old '90s fart on the microphone." That was taught to me by Mr. Drew Garabo. Taught me how to fart on a microphone, and then Jim Phillips hated it because he was like mad that we were putting our butts on the microphones and farting. Once he explained it, he's like, "You're putting your butt on the microphone, you're farting into it." Once he said it like that, I was like, "Oh,
people talk on this mic."
yeah." He's like, "Our mouths go." I was like, "Oh, you're right." That's how dumb I am. I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm sorry. I'm writing an email of apology to Jim Phillips for farting on the microphone.
I like how he had to say that, and then you're like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah, the mouth thing, yeah."
well, it's fine."
Yeah.
Anyway, our household is fart crazy, and it's not to.
I want to change it.
But-
So is mine. I want to change it. Maisie can do full splits. She just got her banana split award. That's when you can do a split on either side perfectly.
Oh, really? Like the full?
She's full Van Damme.
That's impressive.
And once you've gone full Van Damme, they give you a coupon to go to Kelly's and get a banana split to celebrate your.
All right.
Yeah. So she
Wow.
she got like a banana split, but she will do her favorite thing to do at the dinner table. Is to go full spread eagle Van Damme and crank a fart at her food.
Now that's your daughter.
That's serious, dude.
That's the part that you
And
gave her.
It makes
yeah,
me want to
yeah.
straight punch her right in the face. Like, it is the most rude. It's also very impressive.
disgusting.
It's also impressive.
Well, you do this. Why do you get mad?
If I could do this, I would do this.
Yeah.
But I get mad because it's both impressive and disgusting. It's when you see her do
Yeah.
it's so far that when she does the straddle split,
Yeah.
her legs go further than the split. That's how good she is at it. And then she goes right at the dinner table.
You know, like
I'll be like, leave the table. Just leave the table.
I've
All
always
those bean burritos you're getting her.
That's all she eats.
Well,
That's all she eats. She's a bean burrito split machine.
In my mind, I've always been embarrassed to fart in front of someone.
My wife cranks them with reckless abandonment. Like, she just farts everywhere.
But there are people that are not embarrassed in front of strangers to fart.
Yeah.
Like Seth, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll just fart, and there's, like, athletes, and there's tons of shows. By the way, this, like, the Tiger Woods thing, and, like, this is an athlete thing. Like, there's one of Shaq.
Well, it's bullying. He's bullying his caddy by farting. There's an element of the bullying thing you love in this, right?
Yeah. And
I mean, Maisie is farting on her dad at the dinner table to bully me. She bullies me all the time. All the time. I'm not saying I don't deserve it. All the time.
There was a thing that Crystal's brother used to do, like anytime we were in a Christmas or the house, where he would jump. He's a tall dude. He would jump up in the air and then fart in my wife's face at face height.
Everybody's been farting in my face for 47 years, Tom.
That's sibling stuff.
No. If you're a short person, boys will bully you by jumping. I've had men. I'm 47. Once a year, I get somebody jumping and farting in my face. Once a year.
You shouldn't talk about it.
I get lifted up in bars. I get people jumping and farting in my face.
At the Christmas party, everybody's going to be farting.
They'll be lifting me up and farting in my face.
No, you should straight up take a swing at someone that did that.
I'll pull my pocket knife out.
The chat asked, Tom and Dan have not ran up to each other and farted on each other ever?
I farted on you before at the radio station, but that was like, years and years and years ago.
Yeah. That was like an intern. That was like
he was an intern. I bullied him. I fart on him. I'm like, go get my turkey sandwich, you POS.
Yeah. Me and Daniel don't have the jock-like relationship.
We don't crack each other in the balls or pop each other in the zipper or anything like that. My wife, though, I do wish that we've been talking about this. I don't want to fart in front of my wife, and I feel like it's a one-sided. It's a one-sided love relationship.
That's
she
weird
because all the time. She's a fart master. All the farts. Every morning, she's like, it's like literally like the bugler has made his way to the bedroom.
When that happens, I'm like, don't you want to, like, in my mind, I always want to remain like some sort of sex object to my wife.
Me too.
Right?
But
Like,
my wife will say things like, she'll rip a blammer and then turn to me and go, oh, cramps, oh, period. And I'm like, what that? Keep all of that to yourself. The fart, the cramps, all of it to yourself. Don't even tell me that. I understand it happens, and I feel bad for you. I'm sorry.
Like, I have to wipe it from my mind.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, you're supposed to be a princess.
Yes, exactly.
You're like, well, what happened?
Wait, you call her a crow. Now she's a princess.
You're in the wrong castle. I'm going to the right castle. I'm trying to save you. But I'm not going to save you. If I walk into the castle and you're blamming it up and complaining about your cramps and periods, I'm like, sorry. Me and Toad are going to the bar.
You're supposed to be this, like, geisha that like lives in a tower that I know nothing about. The tower doesn't have a bathroom.
The Tower of Geisha.
No bathroom.
No.
And then
because women don't poot.
And if you laugh, you cover your mouth.
That's why I like the Japanese videos better, because the noises they make are better. Which noise is more sexually arousing to you? I'm going to give you a series of noises. You tell me which one's better. Do you like this one? Do you like that, or do you like this one? Cramps, period. Which is more sexy to you? Which one's better? A or B? A.
Why is it blurred out? That's weird, right? Why do they blur it?
I don't know. I can still see it because it's jet black. It's like you were blurring.
They only blur the bottom.
It's like blurring a snowman's eyes. They're black as coal. You're just making it larger because the filter you put on it disperses the lack of color.
You okay?
Let's do some voicemail.
Okay, I got a couple voicemails for you, buddy. If you want to leave us a voicemail, there's a couple ways to do it. Couple ways, rather. You can call 1-844-TOMNDAN. Yes, we do spend the extra money, or waste it rather, on a vanity number. Or you can get our free app where all of our content lives, and you can leave us one like this one right here. Hot topic of the week: seduction.
Hey guys, Hilton Head BDM here. I'm working really hard to get this out of my brain and into the BDM universe. Been trying for a couple of weeks, but you guys are talking again on ACT about, little cutie Tom and him being seduced by anyone. Well, like, I love that idea of him getting a divorce and like having to try to navigate the dating scene, but of course he won't. And so he just sits around and waits for a girl to come up to him like, hey, I think it's sexy. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, come on, let's dance. And he's like, all right. And he just stands there and she's grinding on him. And then she's like, oh my God, you're making me so horny, Tom. And he's like, all right.
Is this accurate? What do you think so far? Should I continue? So far, he was nodding his head like, yes, checks out.
The scene is playing in my head.
And you're getting horny.
I know. I saw he's sort of rubbing his nipples like he used to in the morning.
Right. And they go home. And during the dirty, he's like, she's like, you're so good, Tom. Okay.
Even when she tells you you're so good. First, I did like that you go home with her.
What are you supposed to say to that?
And you go, shh. I like that. That was you being quiet during sex. Did you notice that?
Well, this does not wake up my sons because I left them at home when they go to the bar.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You went up, where'd you go? You went up to Dolphin Bar?
Well, when my sons come over, they sleep in my bed because it's only a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
What
do you sleep on the
I sleep
futon?
on the pull-out couch.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. That's where I sleep because we're roommates, right?
So, anyway, he's probably accurately describing what it would be like, which is sad hearing it from someone else because...
You don't think I think you'd have more game than that.
No,
I've never seen you, but that is
what
weird.
makes you think that?
It is weird when I have listeners ask me because it's funny. You have a different perspective. You've seen me as a person who dates. You've seen me as a person with girlfriends, and you've seen me as a person with a fiance, and you've seen me as a person married.
Yeah,
and you've seen me with a person with child.
Yeah, but
for you, I've only seen you girlfriend, fiance, married.
Same lady.
Yeah. Now, I didn't see you dating, and I didn't have much experience hanging out with you or with anybody but Andrea, really.
Right. That's true.
So, and like, I still firmly believe in of my theory about once you've been with the same person for over a decade,
it restarts.
Then it restarts, and we're all the same.
I agree.
And then your prior sexual activity is 0 or even maybe a 1%.
I have to actively go through those memories to keep my skills sharp. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't want to lose those memories, and I'm always scared that Andrea is going to leave me. So I go through every girl I had intercourse with. Every night before I go to bed, I revisit each one of those memories to keep my skills sharp.
There were some, like, when I was in high school before Crystal, I was making out with girls. You don't have to prove anything. I was doing the thing.
You're doing the thing. You don't have anything to prove.
And so I can barely remember, like, the memories almost don't even seem real to me. It's been so long. And I can't even imagine it. Like, what it would be like kissing another person. Like, it's so bizarre to me. I'm like, am I misremembering?
Do you kiss your wife a lot? Huh? Do you kiss your wife a lot?
I mean, what do you mean?
Like, do you insist that you kiss her every time you leave? Do you kiss her every time you come home? I don't. I'm trying to be better about that.
Not every time.
And I don't always kiss her when I'm going to bed because sometimes I just fall asleep, Yeah,
never when we're going to bed. But sometimes when we leave to work,
but
I don't.
If you guys are around, I'll do it because I don't want you guys to think there's anything happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, hey, she's here.
It's all good.
Yeah, everything's great.
I mean, I'm bad about remembering to show affection.
I was going to say, you're bad at affection in general, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to know, I think the one thing, and we'll never know this, but I would love to be a fly on the wall on how you initiate sex.
Well, he waits in his bed.
Yeah, I know this. I know he waits in his bed. Yeah, he waits in his bed like a wildlife photographer trying to capture.
Do you already just have a
oh my God!
Can't say that. No, well,
she went like this too, like a male flap.
Like it's underneath your blanket.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign to show.
It's like semaphore.
It's like flags on a ship.
Yeah,
you have to show that you're a pirate before you get aboard.
Put up the
sitting there like a corpse.
It's the Jolly Roger
with a pop tent.
Yeah. It's like
it's called the Castleberry flare gun.
You have to show that this is what you want.
Yeah,
because I don't know how to verbally
you have to declare international waters. You've declared that you would like to engage in naval battles.
Yeah. And then she feels the energy, and I could tell if she's angry about
heavy
it,
breathing and you have a red face.
If she's angry about it, then I know that it's probably a no-go. But
always
sometimes
angry
it's
about
confusing.
it? Always angry about it?
No, not always.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a go. But sometimes, if the anger comes, it's a no-go. But then I'll trick myself into be like, maybe this time it's a weird thing where she's angry, but maybe she I don't. Then it goes too far, and then then it ruins it for
I do
10
that too.
days.
Yeah, I do that too.
And I do it every single time.
If I try to shoot for 2 days in a row, sometimes I'll get the
again,
and then that kills it because I'm just like, well, don't worry about it. Then it's fine.
Oh, I'll push past that. I'll
push past it too, but I won't be happy about it. Forever, I do the worst thing. I do the worst thing after sex that everyone hates. Everyone, men, women, they, them, he, she, everybody. When I'm done, I turn to whomever, I look at them, and I go, "Was that good?" Every time.
You ask if it's good?
Yeah. I was like, "That was okay, right? Not bad." I do a lot of that.
I know exactly how it went, I think. Yeah. Every single time.
Is it ever good?
Yeah. I know,
I know, we all know. Is that what you're trying to say?
If you had a good workout, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but sometimes you say it back.
Well, you did, but did she?
Well, I could tell.
How did you tell?
You know how you could tell.
I do know.
I thought you guys were silent.
I'm not silent. Well, I say horrifying things.
No, come on. I don't think we can even say anything. We got into doing the podcast.
I know we did. We'll find out.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
The Solar Bears game is Saturday. Daniel's going to be out that.
I'm really excited about it.
Teddy bear toss. So you bring a teddy bear, and at a certain time during the game, you'll know because people go throw crazy.
It goes nuts.
And everybody throws their teddy bear onto the ice, and then they collect it all, and then obviously donate them to a charity.
Yeah. They did a bike drive one year that was just too hard to throw the bike.
Hard to get it over the glass.
It was very hard. We were throwing it. One year they did an Xbox. We were smashing all of it. It just didn't work. But the teddy bears, they work. It works good.
And also, the food truck fiesta is this Sunday. Eric's going to be out there as well. And if you want a cameo, you can go to Cameo and get a cameo from us if you want that for Christmas.
I always forget about the cameos.
Yeah.
Forget about them. Yeah, we can.
I'm still waiting.
That's an easy Christmas gift to give someone if they're a fan.
What do you want? Do you want us to give you advice? Do you want us to? And then Cameo actually says this. We could promote our cameos by they give you all these curated what do you want to advertise, so it'll say roast, and you tap it and it says we can roast your loved ones, and it gives you promotional ideas in case you were a celebrity that was not creative.
Okay, gotcha.
So I guess there are people that have influence, but when it comes to thinking of things to do, they're they got nothing.
Yeah.
So even Cameo is roast your family, give you advice, give you love advice, pump you up, empower you. There's different
pump you up.
The pump you up one is a big one on Cameo. You get a lot of people that are
people need encouragement.
Well, a lot of your motivated workout dudes. I know Arnold's probably all there. Hey, you need to get to work. You're doing it every day. You're the one foot in front of the other. Never stop.
I saw that that whatever, and I don't follow politics, but whatever that was it a senator or whatever that lied about everything, and then they booted him out.
George Santos. Yeah, I don't follow it either,
but he's on Cameo now.
Yeah, he's great. He does great cameos. He's singing
He's
Taylor Swift.
expensive though. Wasn't he charging $200 or something?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just saw that.
No, $400. George
Yeah.
Santos
Let's buy
joins
one.
Cameo for charging $400 a video.
We almost got enough in our Cameo account to use that money to buy George Santos and then use George Santos to get more money.
How did he get away with lying about so much for so long?
It's pretty easy, I think.
Yeah, I just fell through the cracks.
You find out all kinds of people lied about everything.
Yeah, but the internet, you feel like, would immediately
Yeah, but it
expose
doesn't matter.
someone, right?
It only matters if it matters, right? I'll give you a big for instance. Rangers Football Club is like one of the most important and heralded soccer clubs in the world, right? Gordon Ramsay claims that he played for Rangers Football Club or soccer club and like got cut and then like that changed his path and he's a big time chef. The manager of Rangers Football Club claims that never happened. That's a straight up mega lie. And that's one of the most important and heralded people in culinary history, right? Gordon, that's a big name, and it just doesn't matter.
Does Gordon
He straight
Ramsay
up
still
lied about
say
it.
that he did?
I
Or-
don't think so much anymore, but he straight up lied about it. It didn't happen. He lied about it, and because lies don't matter anymore, you know, if lies
It only matters till it matters, right?
Yeah, it only matters till it
when people
matters.
start looking into it. Otherwise, you know how many people lie about their jobs or their credentials? Or...
Obviously, it doesn't matter that this guy lied about Congress. If you're buying a Cameo from him, you don't care whether he lied or not. You think it's funny.
Yeah. Well, the
So-
Cameo doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I was.
I mean, he
shocked
literally
at
lied
how
about
much-
everything.
Yeah, like you lie about where you went to school, your whole
Yeah.
background, and
I just think I think
the internet detectives.
I think people care less. You know,
Yeah.
they're just like, whatever.
But doesn't the internet care about everything, like, and expose everything?
Well, they might expose it, but do they really care?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, they probably don't really care, but they like to expose, lies.
Here's somebody that cared. I mean, this is a voicemail from a gentleman that said, we need to take the power back.
Hey, what's up, show? Listening to the Friday Free Show, and I just have to say something. I have to agree with Tom that us as dads have to take the power back. My wife went into the closet last night, brought the stupid elf on the shelf down after the kids went to bed. This was like 10:30 when, I got work in the morning, and she looked at me and said, I need you to go print out a message from the elf, saying something stupid. I looked at her and I said, I'm going to bed. I don't want to do that. And she went off, oh, you're an asshole. You're nothing but a miserable prick, blah, blah, blah. I just went to bed and had a great night of sleep. So, yeah.
Wow, this guy dug in. Yeah, she's like, I need you to go print out a message from the elf. He said, I'm not going to do that. It's stupid, and went to bed. You also sound like that's a miserable place to be during the holidays is your house. That does not sound like a fun place to be.
Well, every house is miserable.
But think about that. She's trying. He doesn't want to try.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Oh, my God. No, dude. You just got to not care. I don't care. It's different than being. It doesn't anger me. It doesn't make me. The elf doesn't make me mad.
If I don't care, though, my wife gets mad and calls me names too, and then you're living a different reality than me.
And this calls me names too, but for different reasons. Obviously everybody's different.
Yeah. It's
I like the elf. I help her by coming up with ideas for the elf.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people are doing too much with it.
Yes, so it sets everybody's bar a little higher.
And then it's like when I was telling Crystal, it's like you're trying too hard and putting too much effort into something that's not, giving you anything back. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are excited whether.
Well, that's giving something back, right? She's seeing the joy on her children's faces.
Yes, that's what she says.
You're trying to argue her level of...
But the joy is comparable to if they see, like, the elves and they're baking a bunch of cookies that you had to bake yourself and then take a bite out of and then set them up near the oven and put the flour...
So you're
setting the scene, or you just put them on the fan.
But how do you...
There's both are damn near the same.
I mean, I guess, but I think it's a dangerous game when you're trying to anticipate and guess somebody else's level of joy. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to set that. I mean, that's in Crystal, right? So if she wants to take it to the limit, You know, because you don't really truly know the reaction she's getting from seeing her boys and whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
Her reaction to what she feels by what she's seeing is completely and utterly, a lot of people, like I believe this, is completely and utterly different than what you're experiencing.
But she doesn't even get to see the initial reaction. She's asleep when that happens. Like the boys
I can't
come
help
out.
that.
The boys come out, they see.
I can't do anything about her.
And so they only see a secondary.
That was some shade right there. She's still asleep.
That was some low-key.
Yeah,
That was some low-key shade.
Well, first Tommy gets up earlier. Like he sets his alarm.
Because he's an old man.
Yeah, he gets up at 6 and
he
whatever.
sets an alarm.
And then
they got unique flavors of Werther's Originals at Aldi.
Yeah, they do.
If you want to pick some up for a stocking stuffer for Tommy.
Yeah, he's a classic boy.
Yeah,
he's a classic boy. He likes the classics.
He only wants the regular old
Original.
man.
I like that. They
originals.
taste really good. I'll sit and suck on one of hard candy and listen to Outkast with him. That sounds lovely. Let's try. You got an email?
Yeah.
Let's go back and forth. Let's do an email.
This says, hey, I was wondering what kind of permanent lights Sam bought for her house. I was looking for some for myself. Thanks again and Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I saw a big billboard for the permanent lights. I didn't know they were thick boys. At least the ones I saw are like, they're like, they almost look like marquee lights. The billboard I saw, they almost look
not
like...
the ones I got.
What are yours?
These are mine are called Govee, Govee.
Yeah, that's the brand.
But they're like little squares on a
Cool.
line, and they're LEDs, and you can change any. You don't have to do the entire house if you don't want. If you just want like your walkway lit up, you can change the theme of it all from your phone.
Do you put them on the soffit? Where do you?
Yeah, where do
actually,
they? Let me look this up.
Yeah, so you put them on just the soffit
Underneath, yeah.
What's the name of it?
Govee.
And then you just stick them under there, and then do you plug them into something? Oh, are they hard?
Yeah, they need power.
Okay, so then once they're plugged in and they just stay there, and then during the day you can't really tell that they're lights. Is that the?
Yeah, you can't see them at all.
Gotcha. Okay. This probably will
The
be
RGBIC LED permanent outdoor lights. Is that the ones you got?
Yes.
Those are. I mean, they got great reviews.
75 scene modes.
And what are they? $500?
Yeah, about a little less.
You got to
than
get
that.
them when they're on sale. A
Yeah.
Black Friday or Cyber Monday deal.
Yeah, I don't think you paid that, but yeah, this is cool, man.
How for $500? How many feet do you get?
This is 150 feet.
That's a decent amount.
Yeah, it really is.
But you can get shorter ones if you want.
Those are cool, man. So they tuck under.
And if you look at some of the reviews of people that have bought them, and you can see the examples of the videos of what it can do, it's really cool.
Yeah, it makes.
See, I don't think I'd be allowed to do this because I live in a townhome, but I want to do it.
Oh, there's a Christmas light and decoration contest happening in my neighborhood by the HOA. We're going to try and win.
Do it.
You could do this because when you put them up, like you can't see them. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like when you see someone with their Christmas lights up all year round. You're like, that's tacky.
Yeah. Trashy. They're hanging. They're all uneven. It's like this.
No, I don't have a ladder though that would even reach that high.
Oh, there were. Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
Oh, Tom's going to go over there and put them up. They'll be all
you know what? I made
different lengths apart.
I did make a mistake in that I told him I never wanted him to, do another, help me with another project again. But then I shouldn't have said that. I miss our misadventures, and I miss when he comes over to help me put something up and we end up destroying it or having a good story to tell. I'm wrong.
Do you miss that?
I do. I do. It's fun.
If I come into your life,
I like it.
It's your stress level is going to rocket through the roof.
But it spices it up a little bit, but you don't want that. It's like putting chocolate chips on vanilla ice cream. It makes it better, The texture, the flavors,
If I'm involved with anything with you, your stress level is going to rocket through the roof.
You go a little fast for me.
And then anything I do is going to have to be redone by you later.
You go just a little fast for me. That's the only thing I complain about.
You do like to skip steps.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed that yesterday when we were organizing the end of the year awards.
Yeah. Just want to get to the end with everything I do. The middle part. The beginning is the worst for me.
The starting?
I just want to get to close to the end.
He just wants to get the gift bag. Get to the gift bag.
Man.
Because that's close to the end, right?
Yeah,
when you're getting
yeah.
the gift bag. Let's try this voicemail.
Hey, guys. So I heard you joking about eating flamingo, and I didn't know if you know this, but you can actually eat...
Hold on a second. Who said we were joking? about eating flamingo. No, I don't remember anybody saying we were joking.
Hey guys, so I heard you joking about eating flamingo, and I didn't know if you know this, but you can actually eat sandhill crane. You know, the redheaded guys that are real jerks. But yeah, apparently Texas is lousy with them, and you can hunt them and eat them, and they're actually called the ribeye of the sky. You know, pretty interesting. All right, see you guys.
We've actually talked about this before. I don't remember why it got brought up, but we did talk about eating.
Oh, we've always wanted to eat exotic animals. I mean, I think we're like one of the number one shows that's wanted to, eat. I remember back, 20 years ago, Tom and I were watching big game hunting videos where a gentleman was blowing the snoot off of a bison running full.
It was a water buffalo?
It was like a water buffalo. Yeah, it was a water buffalo. We've always had our thumb on hunting and eating exotic fare.
So that tells me that a flamingo must at least be close to the ribeye of the sky, right? Like a sandhill crane can't be that far away from the flamingo. They're both about built the same.
I think a sandhill crane is closer to flamingo, but there's got it. Why are flamingos so protected?
Because they're just a protected species in general. Yeah, there's not that many of them.
I see them everywhere.
There must be. They must be endangered in some way or protected.
There's no abundance of flamingos. Who has the most flamingos per capita?
So it says
like Africa, maybe, or South America.
It says that flamingos taste more like duck than chicken.
All right,
so fattier.
I'm guessing, yeah.
You wouldn't think that. So they're skinny
shrimp,
fat.
right?
They're skinny fat. Yeah, but shrimp are really fatty, right? Aren't they? Or cholesterol, I know. Shrimp raises your cholesterol. At least that was the myth back in the 90s and early 2000s, I always thought.
I've heard that myth as well, but I don't know if that's true.
I remember my dad,
people used to say eggs were bad for cholesterol, and that's not true.
Okay, that's good.
It should not be a health concern because shrimp is a low-fat food with a rich content of highly unsaturated fatty acids, which leads to the formation of high-density lipids, commonly known as good cholesterol. Consuming shrimp may actually lower blood cholesterol levels.
Yeah,
everything we ever were told growing up was a
all
lie.
fake.
Well, back then, no one knew about good cholesterol. Everybody's like,
shouldn't you call it something different then? If cholesterol is bad, then just give the
name,
good cholesterol a better name, like call it, Schnargargi, right? So that way that way we don't have to go good or bad because that doesn't make any sense to me. What is it, heaven and hell? That doesn't make any sense.
But I guess that there's
it's
LDL.
Like there's no good and bad poison,
right?
That to me is not logical at all. Good cholesterol.
Well, there's poison that makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Well, that's just a light poisoning.
Yeah, that's
right?
alcohol.
So, like when
right?
I drink alcohol, I'm lightly poisoning myself to
You're
feel
portioning out your poison.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of the same thing.
You got another email over there?
Sure.
Let's try one more.
This says, "Hey guys, I was listening to an ACT and I heard you all mention that you interviewed Hefe from the Hideout. Did I miss an episode, or is that an upcoming episode?"
There was in October we did
the middle of October.
We did a week of ACTs where we interviewed all the old nighttime show hosts of Real Radio.
Except for one.
We almost got Kevin.
Oh, did you talk to him yet?
I sent him a text.
Nothing, ghosted.
We interviewed Drew and then Buckethead and El Jefe and Tuttle. And then we played a best of Kevin.
We played a best of Kevin. We did get an email back from Dubs. He would have been there too, but he had a scheduling conflict, so we did talk to everybody. And Chunks. We didn't really reach out to Chunks because we've talked to him before.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
Alex is a good dude. We've known him for a long time.
Because you can only go back.
And Tommy. We talked to Tommy a lot.
100 shows. But that will still be on there.
Should be.
In October. Yeah.
Should be. But I had a guy email me about it, and I kind of sent him, I was like, hey, you can search, use the search bar in there. You'll be able to find it.
Yeah, and if you go on a Corporate Times website, you can go through the episodes and you'll find it. You can go through all of them, right?
Also, the videos
search
are on
El
YouTube.
Jefe, it's on there.
They're on YouTube, too. If you're on our YouTube page, just search at Tom and Dan Live, and it's on there if you want to watch the video as well.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Sanford 2 right after this.